Okay, we got a couple minutes here. Um, yeah, I know I'm wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt. I wanted to bring your attention to this graphic novel, V for Vendetta, published in the 1980s. It was 10 issues of a comic book. Then it became one single volume. You can read this. This is in the 80s. The future is 1997. Then it became the movie with Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving in 2005. And this, the future, is 2020. Okay, 2025, whatever, but it's the future. Now, the story is about England in the future. That is what we would call Nazi Germany. They have lunatics running the government. The government practices propaganda, intolerance, concentration camps, okay, brainwashing, lying, manipulation, okay. The book and movie are they're a lot different. But the basic issue is the people are being governed by Hitler-esque people. And there is intolerance, there is hatred, there's racial purity, there is murder, there is genocide. Okay? Now, the hero of the story is sort of an anti-hero. He's a terrorist. In the book, he's a fanatical anarchist. That's why all the young kids are walking around with the V masks. That's okay. In the movie, he's sort of a freedom fighter. He wants to overthrow the government and let the people decide their future. And it's an extreme example, but here's the issue. In the book and in the movie, in one scene that is similar, he takes over a television station and he plays a message for the people. And he broadcasts it all over the country. And he tells the people what's wrong with them. And he tells them it's their fault. Because similar to the German people of the 30s and the 40s, they embraced Hitler and they did everything he told them to do. The result was, when I was 9 years old, my grandfather showed me pictures of his men and himself removing bodies from a mass grave. Okay? And V basically says it's your fault because you got the gun you asked for. They asked to be in power, you gave it to them. Now, Rahm Emanuel is mayor of the worst city in the country. Over 500 murders, and that's a slow year for them. Over 4,000 shootings. God knows how many acts of violence. And keep in mind that 75 to 80% of the victims are black. Now, President-elect Trump says that he wants to secure the border and he wants to kick out people who have come to this country illegally and been convicted of a felony. And there's guys that are convicted of felonies that are allowed to stay. The guy that killed Kate Stanley came back, went home, came back, went home. Okay, back and forth. Okay, there are guys that are defying deportation or not being deported, and they're driving drunk and killing people. They're killing cops. Okay. Illegal immigration is a problem. Duh. And criminal illegal immigration, which means illegals who have come here and committed crimes on top of that, is an even bigger problem. Rahm Emanuel came out publicly, and he was joined by Bill de Blasio and a bunch of other scumbags. And they came out publicly, and they said, all illegal immigrants are safe here. All illegal immigrants are welcome here. We will not cooperate with President Trump. We will not help him deport you. We will not comply with subpoenas and shit like that. There was a criminal in the San Francisco jail, and the federal government said, here is an order for you to detain this person because we need to try them in federal court. And Sam was like, well, we don't believe in that. We don't agree with that. We're going to release him anyway. Fuck you. And as a result, he killed Kate Stanley. Well, here's the issue. A lot of people are saying, well, we're going to have a revolution. If we don't get what we want, we'll have a revolution. First of all, you fucking people are too lazy to walk down the block, fill in a circle, and sign your name on election day. And you're going to have a fucking revolution? Okay? Look at New York State. 85 to 90% of New York gun owners don't vote. Result, Andrew Cuomo was reelected. Rob Astorino was not. Okay? So, but the punchline is, it's your fault. This is a democratic republic, which means the people elect the leaders and the leaders rule in their name. So, when you have someone who ignores as many murders as possible, ignores the genocide of black people in his hometown, but then he goes and says the illegal immigrants be protected here. It's your fault because you always re-elect them. Chicago hasn't won a World Series. This was the first time in 108 years. Let me tell you this right now. Chicago hasn't had a Republican mayor in more than 100 years. Okay, so you see Chicago Cubs going 108 years without winning the World Series. Chicago White Sox went 89 years without winning, 87 years without winning the World Series. Chicago hasn't had a Republican mayor in longer than that, 108 years, longer than that. Okay, you elect these people. Okay, Cuomo, De Blasio, Emanuel, okay, Brown, okay, these people are elected and re-elected and re-elected and re-elected, and it is your fault, okay, just like V said, okay, it's your fault, because you have the ability to vote them out, and you refuse to, therefore, it is you who is responsible, okay, it's not Rahm Emanuel's fault that Chicago was a murder capital, and it's not even the murderer's fault that Chicago was a murder capital. It's the people's fault because they can go and they can change the next election cycle. Every 2, 4, and 6 years, we have elections for congressmen, mayors, governors, presidents, okay, senators, okay, 2, 4, 6 years, okay, and every fucking year, okay, it is your fault, not mine, yours, because I vote for the guy that is least disgusting, okay. Look at President Trump. America had a choice. Do we want someone that embraces corruption, or do we want someone that has spent $100 million of their own money to tell us they love us? Well, we'll go with this. Okay, this has not been working for 50, 60, 100 years. We'll try something new. Okay, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and expecting a different result. Okay, you people fucking ask for this, okay? If you elected a mayor, and it could be a conservative Democrat mayor, it could be an independent mayor, okay? Okay, when you elect a mayor that supports the police, when you elect a mayor that is tough on crime, and when you elect a mayor that cooperates with the U.S. Marshals and FBI and immigration in ridding his city of criminal illegal aliens, okay? You can solve the problem tomorrow. Okay, there's an election every year in this country, and every year some guy runs for some office for some reason. Okay, it's your fault when you don't take advantage of it, and it's your fault when you elect a guy that you know is fucking you. Okay, David Dinkins. Okay, worst mayor in New York City history, worse than De Blasio. Yes, he was. Okay, and people went to the polls and said, "Well, we know he's going to destroy the city, but we don't want idiots to call us racist, so we're going to vote for him." Result, he destroyed the city. Other result, the people of New York City say, you know what, let's give Rudy Giuliani a chance. Okay? United States Attorney Rudy Giuliani, let's give him a chance. Boom. Okay? Giuliani was not the most conservative mayor. Okay? He's had a history of supporting gun control. He's had a history of supporting abortion. But compared to fucking David Dinkins, he's Abraham Lincoln. Okay? It is your fault, okay? So if you live in Chicago, New York City, LA, San Francisco, it is your fault because you allow it to happen, okay? Now, that's the truth. You allowed it to happen. Hitler would never have taken over Germany if the people did not let him, okay? De Blasio, Cuomo, Brown, Emanuel, these fuckers would be gone if the people said, you know what, fuck you. We're going to go to the polls and we're going to exercise our right to kick you the fuck out. Okay, we have the right to kick you the fuck out legally and morally, and we refuse to do that. So you get what you pay for. Okay, now, if your mother's a whore, if you're 6 years old and your mother's a whore and her boyfriend molests you, that's not your fault, okay? But if you're an adult and your politicians molest you, and then every 2, 4, and 6 years you go out of your way to make sure they continue to molest you, that is your fault, okay? People of San Francisco, it's your fault Kate Stanley's dead. Because if you had a decent fucking mayor and a decent fucking sheriff, they would have immediately handed the killer over to ICE like they're required to by law before it happened, okay? When you allow it to happen, it's your fucking fault. Okay, thank you.